Hi guys, it's Liliana the Magnificent and welcome back to my main city, Dukes of Honey. This video is dedicated to Beer Hog from my guild in Bee World. He is always on me, like, Lil, you need to get a special event video out. Not after the event, not near the end of the event, but either before or at the beginning of the event. And you guys should all be proud of me because this event is locked. And I fully intend on having this video uploaded on the day it opens. So, I am on fire. Let's jump in. Let's talk about it. I have debated back and forth on if this is going to be a long video or if I split it up, and we're just going to make it all together and just see how it goes. So let's go. The Fall Event 2020 runs September 10th through September 30th, 2020. It is that kind of fall, autumny feel, super just, oh, I love it. I just love everything fall. So I'm excited. There is a new event building. It is the Harvest Barn kind of collection. Let me scroll up real quick. This is what it looks like. I've heard mixed reviews from those that play in beta. It is a large square footage that it takes up in your city. It does give, some of the buildings do give some attack boost, but a lot of it is forge points and happiness. So take it or leave it. It does look really cool though. So the hard part about with these kind of situational, how you set them up sets is that they do just take up a lot of square footage. So I can't really speak to it quite yet because I haven't really dug right in. I just know that the Halloween building is supposed to be dope as hell. So just saying. Okay. Anyway, scrolling down, what these are the main milestone rewards that you will get for doing the, oh, I should have totally like given a disclaimer. If you don't want to know about the fall event, don't watch this video because I will spoil things. Okay. These are the rewards that you can get for each of the different markers as you're going through the quest line. And the main currency for this is various ingredients like apples, pumpkins, chocolate, cinnamon. Oh, and what is that last one? I can't remember what that is. Caramel, that's what it is, in order to make different recipes. First things first, you guys, with any kind of event like this where you are slowly collecting different ingredients, look around your city for incidences. These will show up in incidences around your city. Make sure to log in every day. You will be able to collect extra ingredients when you log in, and make sure you're getting through the quest line. Now, something that I have done in past events is when you are buying or baking different recipes, I really try to keep these even. So, what does that mean? It would mean if I did this one right here where I spent 2 apples and a cinnamon, the next recipe that I have to bake, I'm going to try to avoid using apples and cinnamon and use maybe pumpkin and chocolate. So, you really want to try to keep these even. Why? Because near the end of the event, you could get stuck with like 10 pumpkin, 2 cinnamon, and like 1 chocolate, and then none of those ingredients will allow you to bake anything, and it's just a waste of ingredients. So if you're not super gung-ho about I have to have this daily prize, then really just try to keep these balanced out. Like as much as what I could remember in past years, I would maybe try to do like 10, 10, 9, 8, 9, and then the next one try to take from the 10s or 11s or whatever and try to make those even with the 8s. So that was a really good strategy that worked for me. Just like all of these kind of as you go events, you want to also save up your ingredients until near more the middle or the end of your event, unless you can fly through your quest line. The more ingredients that you have at once in order to just pump through recipes and hopefully get the daily special that you want is much more useful in one big baking session, one big bake off, than slowly throughout the event. I just find that you have better luck that way when you really have a daily special that you want. So hopefully that is helpful with that. These are the different ingredients that you're going to use. I had mentioned those. I already talked about that. You can buy more ingredients with diamonds. I know I'm trying to like pump through. Oh yes, there are leagues with this. So essentially the more recipes that you bake and complete in order to get that daily or that big end goal prize, which is right here, you will get a higher chance of ranking in a higher league. I will scroll down and you'll get to see those. With the quest line, I'm going to talk about this last in case you don't want to get spoiled with the quest line, but just make sure I go back and talk about it. These are the different kind of rankings that they do for if you were to get an apple pie, this is what you would win and things. Most of the time, I just go for, like I said, keeping all of the ingredients even versus what I choose. That's just, it worked well for me in the past, but these are the different recipes and what they call for. I'm going to go into the beta daily prizes just to talk about which ones you might want to go for. But then these are those big grand prizes, which were in that bottom right hand corner. Basically, they're all good. I have no complaints about them. And then these are the league rewards that you could possibly rank into. I will have this wiki link also posted in my description if you want to look into it more depth. But yeah, we won't go too crazy about it. Now, this is that new building set. Like I said, this is a big building set and there are a lot of parts to it. So you're going to want, if you're going to go after it, you really are going to need to move through your quest line and you are going to have to be really mindful about, like I said, keeping those ingredients evened out because that'll help you to push through and get more of those grand prizes, which the grand prizes are where this Harvest Farm selection kit is. So really try to keep those even. It'll really help you in the long run. You want to try to run out and make as many at 0 or near 0 by the time the event is done. This is the new building set, like I said. A lot of it, what I've been seeing when I looked, is a lot of happiness. It adds a lot of population and a lot of coins. There seemed to be a good amount of forge points with it. There's only this one right here, this primrose that I've seen that gives attack. And I know attack is like the new hottest thing in Forge of Empires because of Guild Battlegrounds. So if you are looking for a set, wait for the Halloween is all I'm going to say because this one does not compare. Okay, let's go talk about the beta daily specials. Now these are not going to be in the same order. They also might not even appear at all. There have been times where they have been in beta and they have not been in the actual event itself. So take it with a grain of salt. The cottage selection kit, I do have one in my city from previous years. I have the Appleton cottage. This one does give some attack and defense, and I really like it for that. And it does give 4 forge points. It's not too big. That's a fun one to go after if you do want that in your city. But wishing wells, if you're a diamond farmer, are really, really useful. The Centennial Outpost and the Centennial are great for those small square footage when you're looking for an attack boost for your attacking army. So be mindful of that. The Pond of Fall is just a decoration. The cider mill is something that people absolutely go after all of the time. It is this big guy right here. He does, the flourishing cider mill. This is the end result of it. Let me pop actually into my inventory because I know I have some in the works and I can't remember. This is the base cider mill, but I want to see how many it requires. 1, 2, it requires 5, but then so it's nice because of the forge points for it, so that is a nice factor. I like it for that. However, you can also find these in the antique dealer, so that is, yeah, Yeah. Rogue hideouts are really good or the shrink kits are really good for your rogue hideout. Makes it a bit smaller. You really only need one in your city if you have a Traz, so be mindful of that. Shrines of Knowledge are great for if you're a little player just starting out. They don't take up a lot of square footage and they really increase that forage point bar cost, which is forge points around the game, you guys. Tactician's Tower, I wouldn't really go after. A shrink kit, like I said, for your wishing well would be good if you are diamond farmer. Um, the Mill of Fall? I don't know what that is. Let's press on it. I don't know what that one is. Oh, that's wait, what? Do I? Oh, I've got that. I forgot about that. I've been playing this game for too long. I have one of those in my city too. I think that was last year's event. Or was that 2 years ago? Psh, where is it? Here it is. This is the one I have. I have the colorful Millifall. I should probably replace it. I'll have to do a second video and talk about these some more. Because I don't even know if there is an attack one. I know this is one where once you finish it off, then you can see. I don't remember what the others are. So I'll just do a second video with breaking down those. How does that sound? So you guys don't get bored to death. Hall of Fame selection kits, stay away from. I would say if you're looking for something for your guild prestige, just work on the statues of honor that you get from guild battlegrounds. Reno kits are always fantastic for your city. One-up kits as well for when you're looking to jump up eras. Tacticians I wouldn't go after. So there's nothing here that's really getting me like all excited other than maybe Centennials, but that's because I'm more on the attack line of thought. In my smaller city, I'm thinking I might go after like the September cottage selection kit. Maybe I'm gonna have to look into those again and see what I want to do, or I'm just gonna go into a wishing well and get some wishing wells for my secondary city. And like I said, those might not even show up. So, all right, this is the last part, you guys. Let's go over some of the quest line. And more so, what I'm focusing on here are the quest line, maybe quests that might stump you or might take longer to get done, or how to prep for them, is if that makes sense. So, building decorations from your age or a previous age, I used to, and I'm going to say used to, go for a lot of my face of ancients and gates of the sun god. That's just going off of my head, that you win from guild expedition. However, now that there's upgrades for them, and some of the upgrades are really good. I do talk about them in my version 1.185 video. I'll have that linked up here. I might not place those in my city and just sell them. I would say the easier thing to do is probably go for a previous age building. They tend to either be smaller or cheaper to build, and build those. Whenever you are approaching a special event time period, make sure you have a space in your city to build the different things that they require. Or if you're like me, who has zero space to build anything, I have this large universal tank factory that I use for my Traz. And what I will do is I will actually delete this, and because it is a large square footage, I will build whatever needs to be built for the different quests, and then I'll just replace my universal tank. Make sure to replace it before you collect from your Traz, otherwise you could be crying because you would collect your military units and that would just suck. You're going to see a lot of players when they just say simply production buildings. Make sure to get a lot of blacksmiths going in your city. These little guys. Wood will be so proud to have my little blacksmiths working instead of sleeping. That's for you, man. um, let's see. Buying forage points will be in your bar. I'm just looking for anything. Watch out for these 8-hour production quests. These do take time, so try to have those set up early. What is this? Why are they here? That is option B. Oh, I remember this from previous years. Okay, you guys. They don't do this all the time, but they did do this with this one. They will put out simultaneous quest lines, A and B. You actually can pump through your main quest line a lot faster. So be mindful that you're scrolling down in the event because you can finish both of these at the same exact time. Or something that I did in the past too, if you can kind of look ahead, you can try to put them together. So you can kind of move through some of the ones over here. And if you see that there's something on this side that is very similar, you try to match them. So, ooh, let me see about that. Building residential buildings, try to use the ones from your inventory over anything else. So here, there's this finish 8-hour production. So what you're going to want to do is try to finish all of these before you get to this quest 7. So then you can fulfill both of those at the same time. Do you see what I mean? There's ways to do that. So then you're not doing it double the amount of time. It works really nicely. Let's see. I'm going to try to spot if there's any others that are kind of like that. Winning some battles is going to go really nicely with defeating units, so try to make sure those are happening at the same time. I forgot about that here. I was like, why is there a different color on this column? Derp-de-derp. Come on, girl. Okay, so try to pair 21 and 24 together at the same time because those are those 4-hour productions. That's really helpful. Oh, wait. Oh, yes. Always have within your antique dealer, get this started and have it just sitting and waiting at all times to be collected because then you can fulfill those quests relatively quickly. So always have something running, let it just sit then. Don't collect it until a quest asks for it. That's a really helpful strategy when you are trying to get through the quest line quickly. Let's see. Be mindful with the guild expedition. Um, that you're leaving yourself the opportunity to complete this. However, if you've already finished Guild Expedition and you're at 64 out of 64 encounters, this will just automatically satisfy, just so you're aware of that. Let's see. Building goods buildings or even building production buildings, that'll be really nice in that area, like I said, that you leave yourself. If you have an unbuilt building for your Alcatraz, that's really helpful space, especially when you don't have space like I do. Because you guys know I'm a horrible camper and I never move, and that is my downfall. um, let's see. I'm just peeking to see if there's anything that I spot that can be put together. Be mindful of these collecting incidences. Those are just tedious as heck. FoE helper does help you look where they are in your city. However, they don't show you upcoming ones anymore. So just be mindful of that. Be careful of this one here. You don't want to get pushed into another province or another era if you don't have to, and then it messes with your recurring quests, and that's a whole nother thing. So try to pair these together. That's helpful. Look at that, collecting tavern silver and collecting tavern silver at the same exact time. Oh, along with that, like motivating or polishing players, try to have those matched on the quest lines too, so they satisfy simultaneously. That's really helpful. And look at that, defeat and defeat. Well, that works out well. Okay, so once you finish the main quest line, this can be done as fast as you want to. If you've got time and you can plow through and you're willing to spend diamonds to like insta satisfy your 8-hour, 4-hour, 1-hour productions, there are people that can finish this in 1 to 2 days. But then there is the daily quest line. The daily quest line releases one quest a day. This is just a single. This is not a double anymore. Honestly, I don't think there's going to be anything that's going to stick out at me too much. Cultural buildings, try to use them from your inventory. That's just really helpful to get rid of stuff. Like I said, always have that antique dealer ready to go. But nothing is really jumping out at me that is too crazy. If you need to get happiness right away, you can always go into your tavern and you can activate a happiness boost. If you need to satisfy a build so much population, like gain 600 population in your city, what you do is you build, I always say to build military buildings. However, do it in a space that is open. So if you're a smaller player, don't delete your military buildings that you need for battling. Try to go in a space that is open. But military buildings tend to require the highest amount of population, followed by goods buildings. But you just build and you destroy right away, and you'll see that production or population increase. Same thing with increasing, or not really increasing, but earning so much happiness. You guys, I'm air quoting. You can't see me air quoting, but I'm air quoting as we are. Like, who does that, Lil? Okay, sorry, but I'm a total dork. Oh, God. Okay, I just don't know about myself sometimes. So, okay, back on track. Rein it in. When you are satisfying the gain so much happiness in your city at a time, just build those cultural or not the cultural buildings. Those take a really long time. Go for the small decorations and just build a bunch of those and then delete them right away so you can keep building them in the same exact spot. So it's not like you don't wait for these things to build. Look for quick, like, I don't know, 10-second decorations are really helpful. Also, if it doesn't say that you need to use from your age or a previous age, then you can just go into your decorations and go and use a tree, or you can use this obelisk. So those are really helpful if it doesn't say by age, but it just says like build 10 decorations, then you can do that. Okay. Let's see, is there anything else before we wrap this train up? I hope this was helpful. Like I said, I will make a second video just about the past buildings that have been done. If there's anything else that you guys specifically want me to do with the fall quest, let me know. And I also just gotta say, you guys, I don't know why I was so animated when I was making this video, but if I were actually recording myself, I was using so many hand gestures. Like, I was like, what am I doing? It's really weird. Okay, let's rein it. We're tired. It's a Wednesday night. Hump day. Okay. If this video was helpful and it was fun to you guys, I hope so, then give this video a like. You can always subscribe, and then if you want to hit that little bell next to the subscribe button, you'll be notified whenever I put out a new video. You guys rock. See you later. Have a fun fall event. Drink some pumpkin spice lattes for me. Okay, bye.